What's up, guys?
Please throw that in there.
I will. Welcome back to Qualified Dropouts, episode 6 billion.
372,376 million.
Yeah, something like that. Hope y'all are having a fantastic day, whatever day y'all are watching this on. But yeah, we got some things to discuss, some opinions to discuss. But before we
You
get
sound so happy today.
I've been sick, bro.
You get away from me. Slide over just a
You
little
would
bit.
have already been sick. But wait, hold on. Get my dog.
Hey, buddy.
Buddy, come over here. But we were going to talk about something. We were going to discuss.
Go under.
Well, I guess it kind of goes into what we're talking about. So we wanted to talk about what's the one skill you need to have in our opinions.
Not need. I don't think need. What if you had to choose one skill to see a lot of money this year or like grow? What was that? What would be that one skill you choose if you only could pick one?
Yeah. So also this is opinion based. Everyone's going to have a different answer to this, but well, actually, Ian, why don't you go first?
Me go first?
Yeah. Because
Okay.
we just talked about it. I don't want to do the same thing as you, so do whatever you want. And I'll go off that.
Oh wow. Okay. I was just gonna say, learn how to sell. That's it.
Mhm.
That's sell anything. Learn
Mhm.
how to overcome. Yeah, just learn how to sell. That's it. That's mine.
Okay.
You learn how to sell. You could do anything. You could really do anything actually.
Yeah. So Ian's is sell, and mine is more along the lines of like leadership and confidence. But we'll get into that in a second. So, honestly, no, I kind of want to change mine. If I had to choose one skill,
Yeah, to
and
make
this,
money.
and this may come off as controversial, but I would say you have to have an ego. Honestly. Because, and that goes directly with confidence. And the reason why I said that is because I was talking to this guy this morning, and he was asking me, he was like, dude, is ego like a bad thing to have or a good thing to have? And I'm like, well, it kind of depends what your ego is attached to. It would be terrible of me if I didn't say my company was the shit and I didn't have an ego attached to it, you know? But it would be not good of me if I said, I'm the best man in the world. I don't know why every girl doesn't love me to death because I'm the shit. That's an ego you don't really want to have.
But isn't ego just like it's only referring to yourself as like better than everybody else?
I guess.
Like as like a personal, not even like. I mean, I hear wrong. We got, fuck it. Let's look up ego. Let's look up what the definition is. I like your point, but I'm gonna look it up just to.
I just think that you need to have some type of level of like, I am better, or you're not going to be as confident in whatever you are selling.
A person's sense of self-esteem or self-importance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. No, I still.
I would
agree
say
with
you
that.
are. I would say you're pretty egotistical.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way.
I still agree with that wholeheartedly. I think that most very, very well up business owners are pretty egotistical, and that's because, and I've even seen it now even more and more, the more my follower base grows, it's like I'm almost more into my brand because so many people hate on it, and it's like I can't let these bimbos hate on my brand. I have to be like, no, my brand is the shit. That's why I preach this stuff.
We could even go through the pros and cons of both because I feel like there's pros and cons on both sides.
Yeah.
On both sides.
That's you stole the words right out of my mouth, dude.
Because I think it's important to have that skill.
Because there are cons
you
to
have
it.
to.
There are cons.
But
to it.
every skill there's cons.
Yeah.
There's always gonna be cons with any skill.
I still wanna let's talk about pros and cons of ego.
Okay.
So, pros, confidence is very, very high when you do have a little bit of an ego with whatever you are trying to do.
I'd say you don't give up on you're taking.
So we're listing out all the pros.
Yeah.
Okay, list all the pros. Cool.
I would say you if you're like the pros of ego is that you're not gonna give up at all because it would hurt your ego. So it's like there is no such thing as like plan B. It's like you're doing it and you're gonna do it no matter how long it takes you.
Yeah.
I'd say that's a pretty good pro. I think discipline in a sense. I guess it's discipline.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, so confidence and then not really having a plan B because you think that that's the only pass for you or the only path. Let's see. Another pro. Another pro, in my opinion, would be distractions as well. Like, you're not really going to let distractions get in your way because, again, that would hurt your ego.
I would agree. I would say you're pretty focused on the task
exactly.
at hand.
Yeah, focus.
You're not going to let, like, normal, like, hey, let's go out and grab drinks or, oh, let's go do this. Just not, like, you're going to make sure your work's done first before you do anything. I agree. Yeah. Trying to think of other pros. There's not a lot of pros, but there's, like, that covered a lot of
That covers a lot, yeah. I mean, there's, like, a lot of different, like, that's, like, the main pointers. Yeah. But a big con with having ego, and this is something I talked about this morning with that same guy, is because he was like, the reason why I asked is because I have an ego, and sometimes it feels like there are people like lesser than me. And that is a con that comes with it. However, I do believe people can control that. So, for instance, if someone comes to you and they're not making as much money as you and, you know, they just want your advice, it doesn't do you any good to basically bash them and be like, oh, dude, like, you're just broke and you suck. Like, you're never going to win. Like, that's just, like, you're not going to get anything out of it. But what you would get out of it if you were nice to him is you would maybe help him, and then maybe in the future he'll give you some advice as well. So whatever comes around goes around is what I like to say.
But that's what, like, ego, you need to keep an eye on that because people who are very, very high ego, they tend to, like, ruin a lot of interactions with people around them. Like, they just make other people feel, not even that they are, they just want to because they want to be the highest person. So I think you could have a really bad people skills, really bad, which can really limit your growth as a business. Yeah. 100%. We've seen it firsthand.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
It really just, people don't view you the same. And all it takes is that one right person to know you, and it could be a good thing. Or if they know you and it's a bad thing, it could be a really bad thing. So I would say, people skills is really bad.
This is if you have too much of an ego, by the way.
Yeah, too much. So, like, these are the cons you need to look out for. Yeah. If you find yourself judging people and constantly talking negative about other people, try to make yourself feel better. Don't be this ego guy because you're a dick. Yeah. The next one I would say is, oh my gosh, I just had it. Hold on. Oh crap. If you have too big of an ego, you think you know it all, so you're not going to take in any new knowledge. So you're just going to limit that was mine. Your business in general, what you're trying to do, because you think that you know everything already, so there's no point of even learning more. So that's a big one.
That was mine.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. Because, you already covered it. But yeah, that's kind of like, I would say those are the three main cons.
Well, people. Yeah, it was two. You don't have any other ones?
Wait, what was the first one?
It was just like people skills.
No, I said something before that. Well, I guess it's like thinking you're thinking you're less of people, or you're thinking people are less of you.
Yeah, that's like people skills, and then the second one was not acquiring new knowledge. I would say also with an ego, you like too much of an ego. It's gonna be hard for you to hire anybody because you won't be able to. I think it kind of goes under people skills, but you'll just never think that anyone else can do it better than you or the same level as you. Yeah. So if you're trying to build a team, not good to have an ego. Horrible leaders.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Boom.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was going to kind of lead on to is, like, if you do have too much of an ego, you're going to think yourself, like, too much of a leader, and actually that's going to backtrack and really stab you in the back later on in life. I mean, again, we have literally seen it.
Yeah. So those are the pros and cons. I'm sure there's definitely a lot more.
There's definitely a lot more. Those are the pointers, but
I think those are three good ones on each side to kind of build off of and understand. Like, it's good to have an ego if you're following the pros, but once you see those cons creep in, it's like, yeah, that's you too much of an ego. You're just gonna hurt yourself, and no one's gonna like you. That's it, and that's super important. Like, so important to be likable. You don't want to be 50 or 60 years old and have no friends because everyone hates you.
Yeah.
I dread that day.
Yeah, same, dude. You know what's crazy is...
That's why I think I'm such a people person, though.
Yeah.
Like, out of our friend group, I feel like I can get along with a lot of people. Just because, I don't know. I'm, like, terrified of not having friends in the future. Like, I'm serious.
Yeah.
Like, I want to have, like, friends. Like, I want to have people I can always hang out with and not be at home and that's it. I don't know.
Yeah. But me and Ian say this a lot. If you read the Bible or whatever religion you are, the Quran, whatever, like, those cons of the ego side aren't really going to come out of you because pretty much every religious book teaches you not to do those things. Yeah. So if you follow the rules of that, then you'll be A-okay.
Yeah. You should practice your faith.
Yeah.
But, I mean, even then, sin still comes in.
Yeah.
So, pros and cons of, what did I say?
Sales.
Okay. I'll go first with a pro.
Are there any cons?
Oh, yeah.
Well, actually, hold on. Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, there are a lot of cons. Right,
pros, you can make a lot of money. That's it.
Okay. Number 2 about a pro is you learn a lot about people. And I wanted to go on this a little bit because someone was asking me today, he was like, dude, I'm trying to sell and learn how to market. Should I learn human psychology first? And I'm like, no. You should get right to the selling and right to the marketing because as you sell, you're going to learn more about people than you ever thought. You're going to talk to so many people. They're going to come up with excuses you may have never heard. They're going to come up with life experiences you may have never heard. Like, you're going to learn a lot about how people operate in a day-by-day life once you start selling stuff. Well, this is service-wise.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, I agree. I think he needs to do both, but because it's important to learn the human psychology so you can learn how to have a conversation. So he said pro was money, and then he said, what did you say?
You learn a lot about people.
Learn a lot about people. Okay. I'd say another pro would definitely be your networking capability. You're going to network with a lot of people. So, like, you'll be able to sell yourself and be really, really good friends with people and, like, learn how to talk to a bunch of people because you're constantly selling yourself no matter if it's a product or a service. So it's a great skill to have to be able to carry on conversations and then go into new groups and learn how to speak to people because you learn – a good salesman learns how to listen.
Yeah. So that's facts, bro. Because the thing is a lot of times when people start selling, they're like they feel like they already know the solution, but it's like you actually have to gather what they are telling you first. Because the solution that you have with your business may not even be the solution he's looking for. So you really have to listen and gather the information what he's telling you. Next thing I was gonna say, what was it? Well, I guess you kind of covered it with networking. I was gonna say communication, but I can just do another one. So another pro would be confidence, because once you start to, me and Ian say it all the time, once you sell it once, dude, your confidence goes through the roof, like instantly. And this isn't even about just selling something. This is with everything. You're more confident the way you walk. You're more confident the way you talk, the way you act. Like, you're more confident in all of those realms, bro. When you learn that you sold your product that you made. Like, that's crazy, bro. Like, think about that. Someone bought something that you created. Boom. That's going to raise your confidence like crazy.
Yeah. Or even that you didn't, if you just sell a product or sell for somebody else or sell for a relationship, like, you learn how to build relationships. You just overall, you just feel more confident because you feel more of, like, in control. That's how you feel. You feel more of just, like, in control of who you are, and you're just doing what you want to do at that point, and that's it. And which is awesome. It's a very empowering feeling. So I think it's good. I mean, because I think that gets covered by, like, people skills and stuff too, and all the other cons or pros. So we definitely just dive into the cons now. Cons, I would say it could make you a freaking jerk.
Yeah.
Like, you could be sleazy. Like, you'll do anything to make a quick buck, even if it's scamming somebody. Not really scam, but they aren't receiving what they should receive.
We've never done this. We've seen it happen. That's what
Yes.
Ian's saying.
Yeah.
Before
I'm
any
saying.
of y'all be like, what, y'all scammers?
I sold a pin for $1,000. I said it came straight from Queen Elizabeth herself. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's another thing. It's like a lot of people, like if you start realizing you're just selling for the money, that's when it becomes bad.
Yeah.
Like that's when you're not a good salesman.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be a bad skill to have because it's just like, yeah, it is for the money, but also like you sell to help other people out too.
Mm-hmm.
That is like the whole purpose of it.
Yeah. When you start selling for the impact, that's
when you
that's when you
start
know
making more money.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Mhm.
When you do that, you're just so passionate about it. Whenever you speak to them about what you're selling, it's so easy to sell because you're like so convinced that you are able to provide such a better quality in their life.
And Hermosi says it all the time, bro. You have to provide something so good where it's stupid for them to say no.
Yeah.
And it feels like now we're finally getting to that point. At first we weren't there at all.
No.
At all.
Now it's like
It's like, oh,
now
yeah,
I know
if
what
you
I'm
don't buy
like,
this and you have the money, yeah, you are delusional. Like,
well, it's just like it's hard. I just realized it is hard recently for people to say no to my program because they see it. They know how valuable it's going to be and how much it's going to change their life. So it's like, holy crap, I have the money. If I say no to them, this is my one shot to really change my life for the better. And if I really don't do this, who knows when it's going to come again.
mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
super important.
Another con would be rejection because it's happened to me before. And I think was it on Instagram or TikTok that I put, but I was talking about lessons that I've learned with just being in Houston. And I was saying, don't let rejection lead into self-rejection. So it's in like when you're getting rejected, don't put self-doubt inside your head saying that this isn't the right product or like this sucks. Like you're not going to sell everyone. So, and the thing is that happens with everyone, dude. At the highest to highest levels, like people still think this way. Obviously it gets less and less because you've been through it more. But I remember when I first started, bro, there was a point where I didn't sell someone for like 2 or 3 weeks. And I'm like, fuck, this is it. Shit. But
out of nowhere,
and then out of nowhere, I sell 5 people in 3 days. That's just the name of the game.
Yeah.
So it's not that most of the time, it's not that your product sucks. You just go through waves where people are going to say no, but for every no, there's going to be a yes. If your service or product is somewhat decent.
I'd say that's all I got because I think really the main one is it can just overall change your attitude as a person because you do it a lot more for money. We could even, you know what the last one could be because they kind of based off that. You learn how to manipulate people. I mean, you want to kind of talk about that?
Yeah, I talk about it a lot.
You learn how to manipulate, and I think that can be a pros and a cons. But in this instance, I think it can be a con and a pro. But I want to put it on the con side because, I mean, sometimes manipulation isn't like if you're trying to manipulate someone. There are people out there who manipulate for the wrong reasons. Again, for money or for personal gain, or they get something better out of their relationship, or they get something better out of the friendship or the business idea or whatever. So they learn how to manipulate and use other people. So I think that could be a con. Obviously, it could be a good pro too, because you can manipulate someone to actually change their life or actually make a change that they're too scared to cross. And so you're there and coaching them and helping them. So
yeah.
Or whatever you're selling, actually, if you truly believe in it, you manipulate them to buy so that they can see the rewards and benefits that you see. So, and same with like relationships and anything that's related. So I think manipulation's like pros and cons.
Yeah. The art of manipulation is, in my opinion, I think something most men should have in their arsenal. But the thing is like everyone thinks it's so negative. Guys, everyone does it. Your school teachers do it. The government does it. Your mom and dad do it. As harsh as that may sound, of course they're trying to manipulate you. They want you to be the best kids ever, right? So they're trying to manipulate your brain to do the right things. And it's very important to do. And obviously, if you do it for the right reasons, that's one thing. But I just think it's a good thing to have because you will quickly start to learn that if you are doing it for the wrong reasons, then you're not going to manipulate that way. I've never manipulated.
The key indicators of if you know that you are doing it the wrong way or that it's bad is people don't want to hang out with you. You lose friends.
Mm-hmm.
2, if it's in a selling service, you're getting a lot of bad reviews or people are asking for their money back.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically it.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, if
That's
people
what I
around
was
you
gonna
leave
say.
you or they want to take their money back, that's how you know you're probably manipulating people in the wrong way and you're
Yep.
not providing what you're saying. So
Yep. That's what I was going to say. If people are like, yeah, service sucks, blah, 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 like you manipulated me into buying this, whatever, probably not doing it in the right way, but I still think it's a very good skill to have. But it's a touchy subject. We can go into it on another podcast.
manipulation. It's a good one. I think it can be good and bad. It can either help someone or really, really hurt someone. So you have to be mindful of what you're saying and what you're doing. But if it comes from, like, if you're doing it for the right reasons, then it's good. But if you're not, if you're just doing it for personal gain, it can be really bad. Yeah. Anything else?
Nah, I kind of want to keep it short, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I think this is a good one. I mean,
Yeah.
it's short and chill. I think everybody can pull out of value from this.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing crazy. Just 3 pros and 3 cons of each skill that you guys can learn going into this year. And if you don't know where to find these skills, there's the internet.
Yeah.
If you don't know how to learn sales, you go on YouTube. You can look up 3 basic steps to start learning sales. Then what you do is you go and you find a job that is in sales.
Mm-hmm.
You could go work at your AT&T store, Verizon store. You could go work at, Best Buy.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of some others. Guarantee you there's a bunch of others in your town. Not even just like freaking chains or whatever. But right now what's booming is solar sales. Solar panels. But you just
Shit, dude, you can get good at sales if you're a server at a restaurant, bro. You sell them that dessert.
That is true. Yeah, if you know how to get them to spend more money. Sell them more drinks.
Yep.
Just start learning how to talk to people. That's how you do sales. And just look it up. And once you get started, the best way to get better at it is to just do it. Don't don't go and spend hundreds of hours of listening time to other people. Like, yeah, you can do that, but you're still not going to be an expert because you have no idea what to do whenever you get in that situation. So do both, get in the situation, and then learn if you learn while you were doing it, you're going to start listening to these podcasts and or just like reading these books and fully understanding what they're meaning when they're saying certain things. You're like, oh my gosh, I experienced that the other day with this person I was trying to sell and I didn't because of X, Y, and Z, and they just told me exactly how to fix it. So now going to the next time, you know exactly what to do. So
yeah,
it's that simple.
I used to sell the shit out of people when I was serving, bro. Oh my gosh, get them every time. After the first drink, we feeling tipsy. They would finish it in like 2 minutes, and I'm like, and you're not gonna feel anything until about, I think it's like 7 to 9 minutes. So they would finish their drink really fast, and I'm like, feeling tipsy yet? And they're like, no. And I'm like, all right, I'll get you another one. And then by the time the second one would come out, they would start to feel tipsy, and they would down it. And then by that time, they're like, oh yeah, just keep on bringing them. The thing is, you gotta catch them though at first.
Yeah.
Man, I used to sell the fuck out of it, dude. It would raise my check so much. Yeah. And the thing is, if you get them before, it was something I learned really early on serving. I was like, you got to get them before that 7-minute mark, even if they're not done with it. Like, if they're like halfway done or below, feeling yourself yet? Nah, man. All right, I'll bring another one. And they never say no. They never say no.
Well, because you get them to say no.
Exactly.
Because you say the power of selling through getting it no. So
yeah,
it's a cool thing. But that's cool. And then for Ashers,
and then once they're drunk,
oh, it's easy.
That's
shots, everything.
Yeah, dessert, shots. Yeah, bring it all. But yeah, I'm good to end it there, bro. 25 minutes. We didn't want to keep this one that long. We're kind of we had a lot of stuff on our plate this week. We couldn't really formulate a lot of plans for the podcast this week, so we're going to take this next week to
recoup
a little bit, yeah. Hope
Awesome,
y'all enjoyed.
guys.
Make sure to share
Appreciate
this
it.
with your best friend,
Yes,
and
sir.
peace.
Thanks.